Season. It is said that there was an instructor in charge of the school who was deaf, but was very friendly with the fox. If the fox talks to his ear, he can hear it. Whenever he visited his boss, he would let the fox follow him, so people didn't know that he was deaf. After 5 or 6 years, the fox said goodbye to him and left. Before leaving, he told him, "You look like a puppet now. If the puppet does not dance with it, the facial features on its face are useless. Rather than being convicted of deafness in the future, it is better to, if you want to be noble, resign, and go home now." But the instructor was obsessed with his official salary and did not listen to the fox's advice. After that, when he answered his boss's questions correctly, he often failed to answer the right questions. The academic envoy wanted to drive him away, but the instructor begged the senior officials to intercede and stayed. One day, this instructor was working in the examination room. After the instructor finished taking the roll, he retired and sat idle with the instructors. The instructors took the opportunity to take out the names of candidates who wanted to go through the back door from their boots, presented them to the envoys, and asked for admission. After a while, the instructor asked him with a smile, "Why don't you want to submit to your school?" The instructor was at a loss. The people sitting close to him nudged him with their elbows and put their hands into their boots to signal. The instructor happened to be selling prostitutes used in sex for relatives. He always hid them in his boots and asked for them everywhere. Seeing the envoy smiling and asking him, he suspected that he was asking for something like this. He stood up and bowed and said, "There is one worth 8 coins that is the best. But I don't dare to submit it because of my humble position." Everyone in the audience laughed secretly after hearing this. The scholar angrily kicked him out and was dismissed. The book Ear Records, written by Zhu Ziqing Records. There was an old Gongsheng student in Donglai who had a slow mind. He served as the director of the official school of Yishui County. He had a crazy temperament and dementia. Whenever colleagues gather together, Lao Gongsheng always sits silently without saying a word. After sitting for a while, all the 5 senses started to move unconsciously. I cried and laughed as if there was no one around. If you hear other people laughing, you will stop immediately. He was usually very greedy and stingy. He accumulated more than 100 taels of silver and buried it in his study without even letting his wife and children know about it. One day, old Gongsheng was sitting alone, and suddenly his hands and feet started to move on their own. After a while, he said to himself, "I have been doing evil and grudges all my life, starving and freezing, and the money I finally saved is buried in the study. If anyone knows, what should I do?" He said this several times, and he didn't even notice that a servant from the official school was nearby. The next day, when old Gongsheng went out, his servants went in, dug out all the money and stole it. After another 2 or 3 days, old Gongsheng felt uneasy and dug out the hole where the money was hidden. He found that it was empty. He stamped his feet and beat his chest, feeling remorseful and wanting to die. Yishi commented, Shi Bai, who served as prime minister in Pingyuan County in the later Han Dynasty, could be regarded as a mainstay figure without making any revelations. This deaf instructor is indeed the same kind of person. The scholar is a corrupt official and lustful, so he should present that ugly thing. Give it to him. The instructor was fired because of this, which is really unfair. It can be seen that there are many different types of people in the teaching profession.
Alright, this story has come to an end. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. Thank you.